within KEF, product design is actually held with quite high esteem. Whatever the product we're designing at the time, we still put the same amount of care and attention into all the details. We look to make and design the best products we can.
One thing that we've nurtured at KEF is a synergy between design and engineering. We have a very strong in-house design team. We've worked on so many products together. They have a very good understanding of what makes a good loudspeaker from a technical perspective.
For me, the most exciting part of the process is the initial product design, when we're sort of coming up with new ideas. We use lots of techniques for that. We sometimes make quick sketch models. We'll be doing highly polished renderings, that sort of thing, and then figuring out what sort of design direction we go.
The design philosophy of KEF is all around this obsession with the sound and sound quality. So how do we design a product that generates the best sound quality ever? All those technical elements create interesting form factors, and that's why I normally say form follows function, but I think in our case at KEF, form follows sound.
That sort of first few weeks and months is really quite challenging, but it's also quite interesting because that's where all the creativity starts, and then it's a case of just developing on that. And hopefully we take that creativity and we can get it through into production in the final product. The UniQ driver is at the heart of everything. I always try and tell the designers, let's keep that to the forefront, so we always try and showcase the UniQ driver as best we can. And then we have a very active acoustic team. They keep coming up with new technology which actually pushes us to look at new forms and arrangements for drivers. So there's quite an onward forward thinking within the company.
Understanding why the designer is really fighting for one aspect, that's important. And in our research we can focus and say, well, how can we make this easier in future? Come up with something which doesn't have a compromise on design or performance. And on both sides, I think that's also a point where you can get some innovation.
The more you work together, the more knowledge we have. And so we actually know where we can push you a little bit.
By collaborating and understanding each other's perspectives, it ends up directing what we're then thinking about for future research work. Take the LS50 Meta, which is at heart a simple two-way loudspeaker, but it's the detail that really makes it perform really well, and it's the detail that makes it, stand out as well. It really was analysed to a kind of detail level that we hadn't done at the time.
And because of your strict acoustic requirements on the baffle, the obvious thing would have been just to sort of screw this through and make it a very sort of simple cabinet. But then we would have seen all these fixings, which I think would have acoustically upset your work, and we didn't really want to have those anyway. I think it was worth doing it because it leaves it really nice and clean.
Absolutely, yeah.
The drivers all have a sort of trimming around them which mask any sort of fixings. And there's elements of that go through all of our product range. All of the products sit very neatly then into a home environment. The mechanical designers have their work cut out at KEF to try and achieve this, but I think it's worth it. You never quite know what we're going to be looking at for each new speaker range. So you're looking at new materials, colours and finishes.
You can buy this and you can enjoy this for 10 years, for 20 years, and it will grow with your taste, with your music collection.
So far, we have a very rich history of engineering and manufacturing and craftsmanship. What I see for our future is to walk in a direction in which we enhance more and more the aesthetics of our products by still maintaining a good acoustic functionality, enriching the design language of KEF with interesting and novel form factors and aesthetic elements.
It is an object you will have living with you, that you will spend a lot of time looking at, listening to, sort of even becoming intimate with. And it can't just be an afterthought to make a speaker look good. It has to make sense.